With everything happening right now in the world, and especially the United States, I wanted to address something that will happen oftentimes to business owners that I work with. Business owners that I work with are very sensitive to injustice, and they have big, big, beautiful hearts. This often comes at a price because the overarching feeling, almost like coming over you with waves, is to run to the rescue of folks. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to have a big heart and to have, it's actually a word, justice sensitivity, right? And there's huge dangers to this because as we immerse ourselves in something that will help other people, which incidentally feels really good to us, what can happen is we get pulled away from the things that align with our own purpose. So there's a three-step process that I'm going to recommend here, which will help you as a business owner that maybe feels scattered, identifies as neurodiverse, or just quite simply has a big heart. And it has to do with some basic stuff, but putting our awareness on things that don't serve our higher purpose is probably, or do serve our higher purpose and our energy, is probably one of the most important things we can do as business owners with passion and heart, right? So the first thing is to really, when you feel that outrage against whatever it may be, Juneteenth is coming up, that's a big day. We just had No King's Day. There's a lot going on here in the United States. Audit it. Like, what's really going on with me? Really check in with your body. Understand, audit your, feelings, okay? Including wherever you are in the spectrum, from mild anger to complete outrage. Audit it, right? Pay attention. That's the first thing you want to do, is really feel into it. Versus feel something, react, don't think. Like, we want to get out of that, right? Because when we do that, we lose control of ourselves and we wonder why we're off in left field someplace. So grounding and feeling. The second thing is, once we identify it, don't push it away, but rather channel it. So I like to say that I'm Sindra, the goddess of fire. I like to help you ignite the flame of your passion, burn away what doesn't serve you, and then turn up the flame with things that do serve you. So you want to decide, like, okay, hang on, I have outrage about this. Where am I with this? Does it align? And then if it does align, channel it. So take what's happening in your mind and in your body, and once it's once it actually does line up with your mission and your vision and your values, and it serves your people and it serves your family and it serves your bottom line, beautiful. Let it go, but don't rant. People love to rant, and then too much ranting is exhausting, right? And also, people will turn off a rant. But if I hear something and then there's some action, like, oh, I can do something about this, personally, I'm gonna do something. So if you're listening to this and you're really upset about DEI stuff, for example, and you have one thing I can do, I will do it if I relate to you. Otherwise, it's just blah, 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 and I turn you off. It's too much. I can't handle all of this stuff coming in at me, and nobody can, which is why we tend to not do anything, right? We we shut down. So that's not what we want. The last thing, honestly, can sometimes be the most challenging, because when this outrage hits us, we want to, it fills us, and we want to immediately go into action. But the best thing we can do, as I say, is channel it, and ideally channel it to a specific time. Now, I know that's not easy. I get it. For me personally, any kind of emergency, whether it's, social justice, which we're talking about, or else for me, it's been 2 weeks of kind of endless health things going on with my immediate family. And just to put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I can do the things I need to do in my business, it's tough. It's tough at times. What I find is that sometimes these things can absolutely paralyze me. So if you're in paralysis, you've got to somatically move. You have to move that through your body, which is outside of the scope of what I'm saying. Once that's moved through your body and you can still think relatively rationally, which is a little bit of a challenge at times, you want to be able to say, hang on, I'll do this for 30 minutes or whatever. Like protect those resources, set those boundaries, allow yourself to be consumed, and then find a way to get yourself out of the consumption. Or if you can say, I'm going to work on this for 3 hours and then I'll go do this. Like, it takes some practice. I mean, if it's the same as the beginning, like if you don't even know how to feel it in your body to that audit, you're automatically in this reactionary mode. You're not even going to know what I'm talking about. But all this stuff is a practice. And it's all about awareness, and it's all about intentional action. And over time, whether we're neurodiverse or we're not, we can really start to be more intentional and dial in. So, in conclusion, please, if you are a heart on your sleeve, passionate business owner, please continue to be that. The difference is, please be aware and use these tools and tips to channel and create boundaries so that you can still be you in all your beautiful you-ness and still maintain your full self intact versus being off like the end of a flag doing whatever to everybody else, with everybody else, right? Because that's exhausting. And sticking with your mission and pulling in the injustice pieces that now, fit with your mission and your vision and your values and still allow you to make a good living. Because let's face it, if you don't make a good living, then you can't really affect the world in the way you want to affect the world. Over and out.